In 45 BC, Julius Caesar ordered that a calendar be created that consisted of 12 months based on a solar year. The calendar wasn't quite accurate in calculating the leap year, so in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII instructed a redesigning of the calendar, which confirmed January 1st as the first day of the new year and properly calculated for leap year. This is the calendar we use today, and it is unsurprisingly known as the Gregorian calendar. Welcome to Calm in the Chaos Interfaith Center, where we find it interesting to correlate history, science, and spirituality to see where everything intersects. As surprising as it may be to people who have learned nothing but Christian theology and doctrine their whole lives, much of what was created as that religion was not at all what Jesus taught, but more about what the religious teachers needed to put into place culturally. They chose to celebrate the new Christian holidays near the already established pagan holidays, which turned out to be a great marketing strategy. And the calendar that I spoke of earlier, the one that we use today, was broken into 12 months with the names of the months influenced by goddesses, gods, and emperors. The word January comes from the Roman god Janus, who is often shown with two faces, one looking into the past and one looking into the future. How appropriate. February comes from the Latin word februa, which means cleaning. Because the time of year to resume military campaigns came after a harsh winter, March was named after Mars, the god of war. April's root is the Latin word aperio, which means opening. May is named after the earth goddess Maya. June from the goddess of marriage and childbirth, Juno. Why are there so many weddings in June? July and August are named after Julius and Augustus Caesar. And then come the 4 months whose names are simply numerical. Sept, S-E-P-T, meaning 7. October, oct meaning 8. Nova, meaning 9. And Deca, D-E-C-A, meaning 10. Now, whether or not this means anything significant in your life is up to you. But what may be significant is the turning of the year into a new phase. If you still write checks, you'll have to adjust beginning this week. And all of us may find this time of year to be reflective. With the hubbub of the holidays winding down, with the cleaning up of the cards, the paper, the decorations, and finally eating the last of the party food, we begin to look inward at our lives. And that's what winter is for, a season of reflection and looking inward. Many of us spend more time physically indoors during the winter, and that lends beautifully to spending more time on our inner work, going indoors to the soul, if you will. It's like taking inventory of the items in a retail business. We can take inventory of how our lives are unfolding. Now, no matter what calendar you follow, the Chinese calendar, which turns over in February, by the way, a Hebrew calendar, a pagan calendar, or the Gregorian calendar that the world now views as the default calendar, we can all pause to evaluate our lives as a new year unfolds. Questions that we might ask are, what changes do I wish to make in my life? What do I want more of in my life? Time with friends, more time to exercise, a regular daily pattern of meditation, a commitment to reading the entire Bible this year. Do I want to accept a leadership position in a group? Do I want to learn French? On the flip side, what do I want to eliminate or minimize in my life in the coming year? Do I want to eat less sugar? Do I want to watch less news? Do I want to finally stop smoking? Do I want to reduce my screen time? It may help to write notes to ourselves to see what we're thinking. It may help to make a vision board for the coming year and place it somewhere that we see it several times every day. To do the work to examine and evaluate our life choices is a critical piece of continuing to grow spiritually. Doing the work is making a commitment, making a vow to our own souls to do the work to render the courage to continue even when it's difficult. I'm going to take a little sidestep here for the word vow that I just used. A vow is an oath, a promise so deep that it doesn't need a paper copy to validate its incredible worth. When I officiate or attend weddings, I am constantly saddened by, but I'm no longer surprised, I have to admit, by what I hear couples say during their self written vows. They speak of their love story. They speak of how they met and why they fell for one another, and they joke about promising to always take the dog out or promising to always hand wash the pots and pans because the other person dislikes that task. These are not vows. And I find myself wondering if the emotional and spiritual maturity is present enough for the long haul. The vows reflect the commitment level of the couple, and dishwashing is a low bar. Back to our topic of using the calendar to help us navigate our soul growth. We can use the words oath, vow, or resolutions. But if we want to call our New Year promises to ourselves resolutions, we might want to recall the base of that word, which is resolve. We're saying to ourselves, I resolve to stop smoking this year. I resolve to spending more non screen time with my kids. The Oxford Dictionary defines resolve as this: to firmly decide on a course of action. It means to decide. It doesn't mean to actually take the action. The easy thing to do is to make New Year's resolutions. The difficult part is carrying them out. May we take more seriously our vows to ourselves and use the examination of our lives to propel us forward into the action portion of the resolution. Be intentional. Let's make vows to ourselves. And please, let's not include dishwashing. May you have a new year filled with hope, joy, love, and a peaceful heart. Here's a little prayer you may want to recite often. May my heart be gentle, my mind still and open, my spirit unshackled, my awareness keen, my conscience clear, my nature giving. May I be a healing energy. May I be of benefit to all. May my life enrich others. May I know what matters and live in harmony with nature. Blessings on all.